Hello and welcome to Tour Obscure, and today we are in Todwick, which is in Rotherham. Now the reason we've come here today is because back in 2012 a huge scheme was announced to replace a mile stretch of the A57 with a brand new dual carriageway, but that meant chopping up part of the old A57, and parts of this road were left abandoned and some was utilised for access only. So we've come today and we're going to walk the length of the old A57 to see what's left, and you'll be able to see behind me, but there is parts of this road remaining. So join me and we'll find out what's left. So just a little timeline of this new road and the whole project in general. In 2004 the first plans were put in place to reroute the A57, and I believe part of that was because of a really bad accident what happened in 2000 when 6 people were killed in an accident on this stretch of road, which is incredibly sad. So that probably kick-started the project. Now the 2004 plans never come to fruition, but then 2012 come about and funding was put in place to finally reroute the old A57 and create a brand new dual carriageway. And work started in 2012 as well, very fast paced from what I can see. And in 2014 the new dual carriageway finally opened and finally put an end to the accidents what absolutely blighted this stretch of road for many years. So this stretch of road went all the way from junction 31 of the M1 and then went towards Todwick, and it ended up at the Todwick Crossroads. That was the entire section what was rerouted from junction 31 of the M1 all the way down to Todwick Crossroads, and we're going to walk the entire length of this old road and see just what kind of condition parts are in. So we're currently on the new road. I say new road, it's been open 10 years now, but just in the distance there, that is junction 31 of the M1 motorway. And this is the exact point where the road would have forked off. And you can see the difference in the new road and the old road. So the old road would have gone straight up through that fence there, but the new dual carriageway just carries straight on up there. And you can see that part of the tarmac's been stripped away, but then it does re-emerge on the right hand side of this road. So I'm sure many local residents will tell you, but this project should have been done long before it were. Obviously the road claimed a number of lives, regardless of the circumstance of what your opinion is. Nobody should go out and lose their life on the road. Obviously accidents can happen, but obviously if it was an accident black spot, they knew that the area needed some investment and some improvements. So this project should have happened long before it did, and unfortunately many people lost their lives on this stretch of road, which is very sad, and rest in peace to them all. So if you just take a look at the road now, you can see the faded markings in the middle of the road. And that would have been the centre of the carriageway, I'd imagine. So this road was a lot wider than it looks now. It would have continued into this overgrown area now. And you can see just at the top there where the bollards are to stop vehicles. And I would say, but this is probably the least maintained section of the old road. This part is completely inaccessible to vehicles anymore. You can see the old footpath here, completely overgrown, and then the old road. Half of the tarmac's been stripped away, but then on the left-hand side of the road, it's still in place. Some chevrons you can just see there. Lots have faded away. Now we've just reached the end of this completely abandoned part of the A57. See the bollards in place to stop people driving down. Very interestingly, it's very faded, but you can see this marking here. So this point's right. This is the turning lane, which would have been for Goosecar Lane just here. Now this junction wasn't here in its current form when the old A57 was in place. So this road would have gone straight down, and there would have been just a single right-hand turn down Goosecar Lane towards Todwick, and the left-hand turn didn't exist. That's part of the road what's been put in place to take it to the new road to maintain the continuation of Goosecar Lane. And I'll just show you this image now, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Now I did read on the official documentation for when this plan was put in place to reroute the road, but there was going to be quite a lot of trees cut down to make way for the new road. That's possibly part of one of them trees what's just been left behind. Now, very strangely, I do remember coming down here, and around this area where the junction is with Goosecar Lane, I seem to remember there being, you know, one of these decorative little stone plinths with a sign on it saying "Welcome to Todwick," and I seem to remember it being around this area, and I've just found this, and I'm just wondering if that is that sign. I know there is one further down on Goosecar Lane now, but I'm just wondering if that is that little plinth, and if it is, it's very sad, but it's just been dumped in the bushes like that to rot away. Like I say, I'm not 100% sure, because I'm not that strong to go lifting that up. But if it is, it's very sad indeed. So we've just crossed over the junction now. Carrying on the old A57, you can see the new dead end signs showing that the old A57 is a dead end now. So this particular part of the road, this is still used very infrequently in comparison to what it once was, but there is a small cottage at the end of here, so this part of the road has been left open as access for that cottage, but it sees very little traffic, I'd imagine. You can see road markings still visible. Obviously they have been left in place because this part of the road is still in partial use, but I can't imagine it's something they'll be maintaining. Won't be high on their priority list to be resurfacing this road anytime soon. Just here you can see where there would have been some signage. I'd imagine speed limit sign, maybe, or just a caution sign. Obviously how dangerous the road were, that's still in place. Now you'll notice lack of street lights as well. If memory serves me right, I don't believe there was any street lighting on this particular stretch, and there is old cat's eyes in the middle of the road, so that would indicate that there were no street lights on this particular stretch of road. And as we continue on this road now, just another sign of some of the things put in place to try and stop accidents happening. You can just see the outline of where it would have said slow on the road. That's been worn away now, but you can just slightly see the outline of where it were. You can just see again as we approach this quite bad bend, another slow marking on the road what's been worn away. And you can see the houses at the bottom, which are the reason why this part of the road has been left in use. So this part of the road here is still open for access to the houses what were originally on the A57. But as we've got down to this part here, we've bypassed the houses, so there's not really any need for cars to come down here. And you can see the lack of maintenance. And just here is where we reach the end of the road, or the end of the original road. And this is where it now meets the brand new dual carriageway. And you can see the new road down there, and I'll just show you this image now from an old Google Street View map, and it'll show you what this area looked like before the new road was built. That's quite a change. So we've just got to the end of the road, or end of the old road. We're going to continue down towards the Red Lion pub, and that's where the notorious Todwick Crossroads was, and that's what was the real black spot in this area. There were accidents on various points on this stretch of road, but the Todwick Crossroads were particularly notorious. And just across from there is a Red Lion pub. Probably call and have a little drink afterwards, but I believe there's a little bit of road next to the Red Lion pub. Now the Todwick Crossroads, it was altered absolutely massively when this new road was built. A brand new roundabout was put in, and many people argue but that should have been done a long time ago. But it was only in 2014 but that finally happened. And as you'll see from these maps, the roundabout is slightly to the left of where the original crossroads were. So the Red Lion pub used to sit bang on the crossroads, but now it's set further back from the roundabout. So we're going to go down there and we're going to have a look if there's any remnants of the old Todwick Crossroads. And again, just like we saw at the other end, this is the point where the new road met the old. You might not be able to see just down there, but that's where the road turns back into a single carriageway. And the road would have continued down this way. But the new road turns into many lanes now and up towards the new roundabout. And I'll just try and give you a bit of an overlay now, just to give you an idea of what this particular location looked like. The building you can see just in front, I believe, is part of a garden centre. But you'll see how the road continued along here and straight past that garden centre. It still does to an extent, but it just comes in at an angle now. The new road is just to our left, as you can see there. So as you can see on this particular part of the road, it doesn't look wide enough to be a main road. But that's because this footpath were put in while the works were taking place, so the road would have took up the whole width of what you can see from that bush there to that one there. You can see the new street lights what we're put in as well. So it's just a small little access road now to a farmer's field at the bottom. So we're just approaching now the Red Lion pub, and the infamous Todwick Crossroads was located more or less directly in front of this pub on this location here. And it was the scene of many accidents, including fatal ones as well. And you can see just here where the new roundabout sits in relation to the old crossroads. So the entire area's been changed, and for the better. But this exact site here, I'll give you an indication of what it used to look like from this view. And it looks quite a daunting junction as well to even the most experienced drivers, I'd imagine. So we're just in front of the Red Lion pub now, and more or less stood where the Todwick Crossroads would have once been. It's quite a nice little grassed area now. Might have been a nice touch to put a little plaque or a little monument to the people that were unfortunately killed on this site, but there's no sign of that. Would have been a nice touch. So again, just in front of the Red Lion pub, we'll give you a little look at what it used to look like here at the Todwick Crossroads before everything was changed. So the crossroads, the main A57, would have come straight across here in front of the Red Lion pub. And you can see here we've got remnants of the old road and where it would have continued. So we're going to have a little look up there and see if there's anything else we can find. You can see again we've got the road markings, tarmac still in place. Big gate now. And then you can see just here, this one's a lot more clear than the last one, but this is the right-hand turn lane, which you would have approached at the Todwick Crossroads to turn up towards Todwick itself. I can see it. So it's a little confusing looking at this road as it stands, but from what I can see, this lane here would have been the right-hand turn up towards Todwick. That lane there would have been straight on the A57, and then the old left-hand lane, what went up towards junction 31 of the M1, is now overtaken by all these weeds and bushes. And you can see just there where the arrows are directing traffic as to where they need to go. Massive arrow there for straight on the A57. This one directing traffic into the turning lane up towards Todwick. And we'll give you a little transition now to show you what the old Todwick Crossroads look like from this angle. And then unfortunately here, the old A57 just disappears. Tarmac is stripped away. And it becomes just a rocky path. So this is where the road comes to an end on this particular stretch. It would have continued on through those bushes there and then joined up with where the new road now stands. Like I said, the part of the new road follows more or less the old road for about a quarter of a mile, I'd say. It follows the old route and then branches off to the right. So the old road stretches down there, and you might not be able to see it, is really overgrown. But the old retaining wall there for the bank of earth at either side of the road, this would have been the footpath just around here. I can't see any remnants of that, to be fair. So lucky for us, we've got Papa Obscure with us today. He's joined us. And he remembers the day when the old road converted to the new. They were one of the first to drive down it, so fire away, Papa.
Yeah, we were working Dinnington at the time, and basically we'd been watching the road being built at each side of the old road. And one morning we went down the old road. The next morning we were on the new road. They'd literally left two sections, and then overnight removed those two sections and opening again.
So like an overnight thing?
Yeah, it was overnight, yeah.
So I always wondered how they did them kind of things, because it's like, obviously, people...
Yeah, you could see them build it road at each side ready for what they were going to do, and literally it was just width at road that they left. So overnight they just stormed it. It caused a bit of trouble in Ully at time, because people were obviously cutting through there. Right. And it's only a little village, and that amount of traffic, and that was mainly due to the roundabout being shut, or what became the roundabout. But yeah, it were a good improvement from what it were. I remember nighttime trips driving down there, not good.
Yeah, I'm just remember coming down at night.
Yeah.
And it always seemed a bit airy. I was only young at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it always seemed a bit airy.
Well, we'll have come back from holiday late at night sometime.
Yeah, maybe we'll skeggy into it. So.
Yeah. So yeah, the interest to see there was so much of it left.
You had a couple of near misses yourself, didn't you, on here?
Oh yeah. I've had trucks rattle my car and all sorts on there. It's
nice.
It wasn't good, but like you say, it was a safety issue. A lot of people needlessly, cop for it, and it's just one of them things where they just let it go on until the small problem became a big problem.
Yeah. Sad, really, isn't it? But
yeah, it is.
So there's, well, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us.
And thank you for letting me annoy you again.
Not a problem, anytime. So that's it from Todwick Crossroads and the old A57. If you enjoy what we do, please press that like button and the subscribe button. It helps massively. If you're feeling super generous, you can press the super thanks button, and all the funds from that will go back into the channel and cover travel expenses, etc. So thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, see you later.